What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking. Today in this video, we're going to be switching out this old school thermostat. It's been on our wall here for years, gotten some great use, but it's finally time to upgrade to this one. This has some Wi-Fi capability. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it, and pretty much for free because we're qualifying for rebate. So let's get started. All right, thanks for clicking. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to be saving you money and we're going to be saving energy with this new thermostat, Wi-Fi enabled, so you can program it from your phone when you're not home or whatnot. And hopefully we've got a good video for you. Here it is, brand new out of the box, and the brand is Honeywell. You can see the old one on the wall here is also a Honeywell. And we're going to get this disconnected first, and stay with me. We're going to be getting the new one installed and getting the app all hooked up and then applying for a rebate so we can get this as close to free or reduced as we can in terms of cost. So let's take the plate off the wall first. It just, with one hand, you can just back that off. And you'll be presented with a variety of multicolored insulated wires like that. We'll get back to that in a second. First of all, welcome to the channel. Love to have you join us. Click that subscribe button. Do lots of home projects around the house. Nothing's off limits, saving you time and money. And click that like button and share this with somebody. That'd be super helpful. And shameless plug here, if you have hobbies of your own, just like I did, you want to turn it into cash, create your own YouTube channel, check out my course. I've got a link in the description below for a free course and also my master course if you are serious about making your own YouTube channel. It's pretty cool, and it's helped our family out a lot. But back to business here. So the new thermostat comes with a little piece of paper with some stickers on it. First, you're like, what are these all about? Each sticker has a letter. We're going to take off one of those. Before I continue and tell you what that's about, let's take the base plate. Just kind of, you can't take it all the way off yet until you remove those wires. You don't want to do that quite yet, but we are going to back off the base plate from the drywall just a little bit so we have a little more access and wiggle room for what we're going to do for the next step here. So let's just kind of back those screws off so it's kind of wiggly. In this case, there's two screws that mount to the 2x4s in the drywall, holding it in place. But we'll kind of back that off a little bit, and you can see it pops out just like that. Now, keep in mind, I am not an HVAC professional at all, so you're going to want to research your own model, specific context, and use your best judgment. But I'm upgrading here, and this is what we are doing now. Each insulated wire is, you can see right there, there's a little letter that you want to basically label with the sticker, because if you get all these mixed up and twisted up, it's going to be a huge headache. So before you start detaching these insulated wires from their terminals, you want to make sure you put the sticker around the insulated part of the wire so that when you take it all apart, you know which wire is which. And so my old thermostat right below the terminal said, hey, this is the terminal for this wire, wire C or wire whatever. And so I basically made sure each one of those was labeled with the sticker just like that. So when I pulled out off the back plate, the base plate, I knew exactly which wire corresponded with which letter. And that's super important. So take your time during that part and don't get those wires mixed up, or you're going to have to call your HVAC person to figure out, well, which wire is which. I have no idea. So this is the new plate here. This is the new base plate, and the wiring lineup might be a little different. However, because I'm going from an older Honeywell to a newer Honeywell, and with the same HVAC system, it was just a matter of plugging in the existing cords coming out of the wall, the wires coming out of the wall, to the new terminals. Again, the new terminals on the new plate here are kind of mixed around. They weren't exactly in the same place as the old terminal, if that makes sense. I'll give you a closer look here in a second. But for now, we're going to get that base plate put back in, and the same holes. Luckily, you might have to drill new holes or secure those according to the instruction manual on your new model. But anyway, here's what we're doing. You can see on the white part of the base plate itself, there are gray letters. That indicates, hey, this wire needs to go here. And I'll give you a better shot here. I know my fingers are kind of in the way. But, and the stripped, you can see the end of the wire, not the non-insulated part. You want to tuck that down just like that. And I'm going to keep the stickers on there because they're over the insulated part. There's no chance of, interference or anything like that. They're high. I put them high up enough on the insulated part of the wire, so that's not an issue. But you want that bare metal to go down into the terminal. And you can see I've got a screwdriver there, and it's just a matter of lining them up. Now read your instruction manual, and if you have any problems, if you're seeing something that's not aligning well, pick up the phone and call customer support for the brand that you went with. I didn't have to do that. Everything aligned pretty well. There was a little confusion with the R versus the RC because there's little pins in the terminal, and if you have both, you have to remove the pin or something like that. I'm not sure. Read the instruction manual again. And again, I'll put a link in the description below for this instruction manual if you're like, hey, I want to get this exact same one. And I'll put some other recommended models in there as well. All the products that I recommend are either personally owned by me or they're vetted for high quality, great reviews online, and on a budget, or it was something that won't break the bank. Of course, that's a relative opinion, right? What is expensive? But I try to consider price and quality with my recommended products. So anyway, here you can see we've got all the wires going into the corresponding terminals, and guess what? The hard part there is done. I realize that your context and your model might be different, your HVAC system might be different, your wiring might be different, but so you might need to call an HVAC professional to do the installation. And I highly recommend that if you're not comfortable with it or if you have any type of problem. Yeah, try to brainstorm it real quick, but you don't want to do any damage to this unit. You don't want to fry your HVAC system. It's just not worth it. Call, the professional, $100 if you're having issues. Definitely something that I would recommend. In my case, I had done my research before and I knew that this was going to line up pretty well. And now we're going to be activating the Wi-Fi. So stay with me. We're going to get the app installed. We're going to get this registered with the company, and we're going to be applying for the rebate so we can actually spend little or maybe no money. You'll have to wait and see what I ended up paying all for this in the end. So here's what we're doing next. You can see it powered on, and we're just setting the day and the time using the indicated lights, or arrows, I should say. And then, so there's 2 arrows on the right and then 4 buttons on the left. You can see it's super easy and intuitive to use. And so next we're going to be going to the Wi-Fi. So get out your phone, for example, and we're going to look up to see what wireless networks are available. And the actual unit puts off its own Wi-Fi signal. So you'll click on that and you'll follow the instructions to get your thermostat Wi-Fi all set up. You'll need to click the name of your Wi-Fi network and enter your own Wi-Fi password so that it allows the thermostat to have access to your wireless network in your home. And once you do that, you just need to wait. It'll tell you literally wait. And then boom, connection successful. And so that's the first part of this. Your Wi-Fi thermostat is now connected to your home network, but we're not done yet. But before we continue, let's just go ahead and make sure cold air is coming out of there. Yeah, it's cold, it's moving, so that's good news. But what we're going to do now is head on over to the website. Again, all the links in the description below for the app, for the website that you need. I just used my phone and just went to the website there that you saw, and then you follow the on-screen instructions. You create an account. Yes, you need to create your own account with Honeywell. This is how they verify that the thermostat is yours, and for security reasons, right? You don't want somebody else being able to tap into your thermostat and messing around with that. So you'll actually be creating an account, and then we'll enter basically the model and serial number to your device, and it's a special code that says, hey, this is yours, right? So you follow the on-screen instructions just like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Give it a name, click next, and I'm kind of zooming in and out here because you don't need to see my specific MAC ID number. And when you buy this, it'll tell you your MAC ID. It's like, again, your serial number basically for the unit. It's a special code for that identifies your particular one that you bought. So once that is done, it's going to tell you, hey, go ahead and set that thermostat to the temperature that it tells you, and you click and you do that, and then it says success. And this is what your online thermostat looks like through the portal that you just registered with. But we're going to transfer that over to the app. So you can go to your app store and download the app, Total Connect Comfort, and open. And this is, of course, your app. If you ended up buying a different one, obviously all of these websites and the apps are going to be different. But if you went with Honeywell, this is probably, I think Honeywell uses the same one for all of its models of thermostats. But don't quote me on that, but I can't imagine them having several different apps. So here's what it looks like. We're going to get the app installed. and just some screenshots of the app. You can automatically control it now from your phone, toggling it, your thermostat from cool to heat to off, which is really nice because let's say you're out of town for the fall semester or the spring or something. Well, that overlap temperature when things are cool versus warm, you sometimes need to be able to control that remotely. So this is a great advantage. This unit also comes with Alexa, so you can enable Alexa. You have to go into your Alexa app and basically look for the Honeywell skill here, and click rewind because I was talking a little bit about that. But basically you enable the skill on your Alexa app and give it just a hot second, and it will find your Honeywell new thermostat. So that's cool. And don't worry, we're going to test that out here in a second. And you can also control the thermostat from your Alexa app. I know there's lots of different options here, but at the end of the day, you're going to want to use the app or Alexa. And let's test out the voice control. Alexa, turn down the thermostat to 75.
The AC is set to 75.
Ooh, did you hear it turn on?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
76.
So that was effective. That worked. And obviously it was at 76 and it needs a little bit of time to get down to 75. Next, we're going to be applying for rebates now. Depending on what state you live in, you may have rebates, you may not. So you need to investigate that. I'll put links down below for the rebate link that I used. And if you live in other states, maybe I'll try to find some links for you as well. But you can always call your electric company or your gas company and figure out, hey, do you offer rebates and how do I apply for that? So that would be the first thing that I do if you're like, hey, the link really isn't working or getting me to the place where I'm at. Pick up the phone and say, what do I need to do to get a rebate for an upgraded smart thermostat or a programmable thermostat? So in my case, I just opened up the link and I filled out the information here. And I'm not going to do all of this, but basically it asks for certain information. And I'm clicking the account holder, that's me. And you got to put in your address and all that good stuff. And the company name, I'm going to actually write Amazon because I bought this on Amazon, but in parentheses, I'm going to write Honeywell, the name of the company. And I'm going to go over to Google and snag Honeywell's customer service phone number to put here. And then that pretty much does the trick. What year my home was built, what type of home it was. Boom, boom. Approximately that big. All right, and then we continue to answer those questions and then click yes or no, depending on your situation. And we're replacing an existing thermostat. And now we're going to add the actual equipment. We're going to tell the company, the gas electric company, hey, this is the thermostat, or this is what I bought. And you got to fill in your quantity. I only bought one of those. And the date that I installed it. And if you need information, you can go back to your original receipt and type that in. There's the brand of the new unit, and we need the model number, which is right there in this particular case, or you can scroll down to where it says model name or model number, and you can copy and paste that in the correct box. And of course the serial number as well, so they know that it's a legit purchase, and that's going to be the unique identifying number that we had entered earlier in the video, if you remember that, when we got it registered with the company online. And then we're putting in what type of HVAC system we have. And it replaces a programmable. Actually, I'm changing that to manual. It's programmable, but you have to, I don't know, that part was a little subjective. I think it was technically a manual, or technically a programmable, but I'm putting a manual one in there. Because it was manual in the sense that you had to be next to the device pressing the button. If you wanted to change, there's nothing remote but maybe programmable. I don't know. It worked at the end of the day. You'll see here pretty soon. Now we're going to upload the actual receipt. Yeah, they want proof that you've actually purchased it. So we're going to upload that document. And I had downloaded the receipt through Amazon as a PDF. If you're curious about how I did that or how I got a hold of the receipt, you know where to find your receipts when you buy things online, right? All right, so looks like we're about done with the rebate application. You can read all the fine print there, click the boxes, and then we're going to be clicking submit. So this is definitely worth it. You know, this incentive exists because it saves not only you money, but the company and the grid, right? Because it's less energy if you're able to program your own thermostat and rely on that technology to basically not use energy to heat and cool your home at certain times. So definitely take advantage of that and use it. Now here's my portal through the gas electric company that says, hey, your application has been submitted. And guess what? A couple days later, boom, it's been approved. And it happens to be about 50% of the purchase price. And I got my check in the mail, paid about $70-$75 or so, and I got $37 back. So it's not free, but oh baby, that is a win. $37, you can't beat it. Hopefully this video has helped you out. Thanks.